Swerving down, a full chorus of invisible mantras glowing within make their rapid river cascade across the carpet sky, plucking through the radiating helical spires towards an undersky of indescribable pity that waved its oscillations through the membranes dividing that which was not known from that which shall never be found. In a sense, that was the undoing of the fragile superstructure of the thought pattern that had emerged from the stillness of the Kaolin Valley, rotating always from the absence of a given philosophy towards a partition of the celestial engine, a contest for the reaping of the legends of the unbuilt sun. Pineal secretions lapped against the glassy shores of the eyes of the unknown, preventing the glandular forests from continuing their gloomy march towards the silver mountain, causing consternation among those who watch the weirding of the wind in the focus of storm's dark tunnel, and who seek only an absence of effervescence in the soils of the field of distortion. The prisms, thus emboldened, emitted their frequencies at a rate unsurpassed by either the coiling clouds in the hesitant skies or the dark water that gushed uncomplainingly towards the edge of the granite plateau. Drawn to this savage spectacle, a long line of incoherently formed animals began to stagger across the agitated waters of the Carmine Lake, fur and feathers fluttering their hungry song across the ermine-rich air, glistening with twisting sparks, pregnant with knives. An emotional experiment lay stretched across the mossy table, dark colours pouring into the vessels of the heart, circulating their incessant demands across the obscure radio frequencies that had once been the footstools of kings and a mysterious source of green sulphur with a mercurial egg. Opening the cabinet of the dancing reptile further reveals an unexpected combination of enhanced genetic material with an uncharacterized crystalline fluid which made its foamy way along the passages of time until it emerged unreconstructed through a normal fault in the outer face of a mystic mountain. This abnormal replication of a lunar eclipse above a vast panorama of ghostly illusions could never have lasted for the serene quantity of time as measured by the glowing red ochre in the hand of the ancient rock spur that jutted into the sucking sea. The announcement of dusk came not a moment too soon, for the stark fires that had been left unburning, yet radiant, upon the sliding floors of the 1,000 feet of weary travellers could never have kindled a stretching smile across the reluctant statue, tall and mathematically precise, a blue box for the containment of unshed tears and the dark voices of the lost children. But here, in the dreams that began to leak across the tall shores of the secret caverns, small boats made their premature way over the zones of forbidden sequences, only to discover that the ear canals, once clear of the fevered accumulations of stolen wishes, had now become resting areas for the slow drift of clay riders who had abandoned their traditional perspectives for the new garments, parading behind the windows of the museum of the impossibility of a third dawn. The untrustworthiness of this condition of fractured imagination could never be understood in terms of a narrow slide down the surface of an untold story. Rather, it would be seen as a laboratory for the qualification of the underlying structure that spanned the sterilised table, revealing the trickling of textures most curious, and a silence that could never fall across the sands unremembered.